Right, net number 5. What can you produce? Yes! Oh, look at them all! Yes, I've hit the jackpot! Hey, you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. G'day folks, at long last, the yabbying videos are back. Well, at least I hope they are. If I catch some yabbies today, the yabby videos will be back. Rightio folks, now I know it's been quite a while between drinks with my yabbying videos. Let me explain why. The summer before last, we had some really heavy rain and flash flooding up around the Beechworth Myrtleford area, and that water all pushed through around Wangaratta and North Wangaratta. The Hume Freeway became flooded and my dad got stranded on the freeway in his B-double. But all of that water washed down across the flats and inundated most of my favourite yabbying dams, and ever since that happened I haven't seen a single yabby in them. They had water in them which was really dirty and low. They filled up with fresh water, the water was clear, went really dark, and the yabbies haven't been seen since. The dams that I had that weren't affected by that thunderstorm or that rain event, which were more out the southern side of Wangaratta, they all dried up last summer in the extreme heat and drought. So I've been hit with a double whammy, and as a result a lot of my yabby dams no longer have water in them. But I have got a few I want to go to. I've got a few I'm looking forward to going to, and this one here I've yabbied at a few times in the past. It's been a little bit hit and miss. I've caught a few yabbies here over the years. I have had some really good sessions and I've had some poor sessions, and I've caught some very big yabbies in here. So I've come here today in the hope that I can once again catch some very big yabbies in here. I'm going to be using 3 open top lift nets and 2 drop nets. Let's go and get them ready and get them in the water. Now I'm just going to get some bait. Come back here. Now when it's a hot day and there's only one tree, you've got to expect that you're going to have to share the shade. G'day mate. You alright? You're not quite sure about me, are you? Righto folks, in front of curious onlookers, I've got my 5 nets ready, my 3 open top lift nets and my 2 drop nets. Now for bait I'm using deer meat. Now when I say deer meat, I'm not saying it's deer because it cost me a lot of money. I'm saying it's deer because it's venison. I've got some free range venison in my nets. For those of you that don't know what venison is, it's deer. It's deer meat. The only thing with venison, I don't know how it's going to go. I've never used it for yabby bait before, but it's quite lean. It doesn't have a lot of fat on it. I don't know whether it'll work. Let's go put the nets in and see. Now when I've fished yabby in this dam in the past, this particular spot here has always done really well. Kind of wishing I'd worn my gumboots. Anyway, they're in the car, so I'll put them on when I come to check them. Just got to be careful how I leave my floats because I don't want the cows to come and do them a mischief. Alright, net number 2, net number 3, just out there, that's a bit tangled I reckon. Net number 3, take 2, net number 4, I think I've been watching too much Big Bash. And net number 5 can just go there. Rightio folks, all nets are in. Now I'm going to be upfront and honest. I'm going to have an impatient check. It is currently 3:56. I'll check them about 20 past 4. Give them 25 minutes. I'll give them an impatient check. And then I'm going to check them on the hour every hour. Or close enough. Rightio, it's time to check the nets. Now, it's 4:15. Well, 4:14, but we'll round it up to 4:15. I know I said 20 past 5, but just give me a chance to explain. I said that over there. By the time I put these 3 and them 2 in, I reckon it'll be about 5 minutes. So I reckon that's, by the time I get to the end net, it should be about 20 past 5. Alright. Well, that's my story and I'm sticking with it. And I've got my gumboots on this time. Ugh. Oh, look at the size of that yabby. There's 2 in there. Look at them, they're monsters. You beauty. Off to a great start. I might get a photo. I'll put some water in that bucket shortly. This particular net always does the best in this dam. The one right under the pump. Yes, beautiful big yabbies. Right. I've got a couple of pickies. I'll put this net back in and I'll put a bit of water in the bucket. It is great to be out yabbying again. Yeah, it's good to be out yabbying again. I'll chuck a bit of water in the bucket up here in a minute. Oops. This bucket's a little bit brittle. Well, here we go, look at that. Couple of nice yabbies. I'll leave that meat in there, give them something to chew on rather than chewing on each other. Right, net number 2. This is a droppy. And it's got nothing in it. Net number 3 as the sun comes out. It's hot. So hot and steamy. And we've got nothing. Guess I had there's one in there. Be easy to think there's nothing because he's mixed up underneath the mud. He's the same colour as the mud. Right folks, 3. Not as big as the others, but still not a bad Cherax Destructor. Good to get one on a different part of the dam for a change. Rightio, so I'm on 3 so far, with 2 nets still to check, including this one. Oh, I think it's snagged. Whoa, there's a monster in it. Look at the size of that yabby. That's like a crayfish. That is huge. That's certainly the biggest yabby I've caught for quite a long time. Look at the size of it. Wow. You beauty, off to a great start. Tilt sideways. I think it stood back up. I think it was just one of these rushes making it lean, but I think it's up right now. Rightio, net number 5. I've got 4 yabbies on the board already, and I've still got 4. Right. So the first check of the net has yielded 4 yabbies, one of which is huge, 2 are big, and 1 is okay. And I couldn't be happier. First check, 4 yabbies, off to a great start. Rightio, 5 to 5, so it's been about an hour since I checked this net. Righto, 1 hour. I got 2 in about 15 minutes before. 2 in 15 minutes and now nothing in an hour. Oh no, this net had nothing in it before. What's it got now? Still nothing. Oh well. That's the way it goes. Like this net had 1 in it earlier in the first check. Have I got another one? No. Oh, I've been busting to check these nets after that sort of impatient check before. The first little run around the nets, I thought, here we go, could be in for a good session. So far 3 nets with no yabbies. This is the net that had that massive big yabby in it before. Can it produce another massive big yabby? Yes, yes, yes. 3 really big. I was getting worried. Look at the size of these yabbies. Come here, come here. Look at that. They are huge yabbies. Right, so I've got 7. I was actually getting worried. I thought, yeah, surely I didn't catch them all on the first go. Righto, that is a relief. 3 monsters. That brings the tally up to 7 very nice sized yabbies. I'm going to call them big yabbies. 7 very big yabbies. That was also the net that I was a bit worried might have landed upside down before. Clearly it didn't. Beauty! Right, net number 5. What can you produce? Yes! Oh, look at them all! Yes, I've hit the jackpot! I am calling this the jackpot. 8. 9. 10. 'This makes number 11. That's yabby number 11. I've got 11 yabbies in my bucket, of which that is the second smallest. Wow. I have hit the jackpot. Yabby jackpot 2020. You beauty. Check this out, folks. Just walking back to my car and I found that. That is a snake skin. There's a little bit more there. I don't think it's very fresh, looks pretty dry. I'll tell you a couple of things about snake skins. When snakes shed, they build up like a liquid, like a fluid, under their skin, which helps it become slippery and helps them slide out. It also stretches the skin, so the skin is usually much bigger than the snake. So if you find a skin that's 7 foot long, that doesn't mean you've got a 7-foot snake. It might mean you've got a 4 or a 5-foot snake. Another thing about snake skins, when they shed their skin, that is how they get rid of parasites like mites and ticks and whatnot. They'll shed their skin, then they won't go back. And the mites and the ticks and whatever will stay on the skin, and the snake won't go back over that skin because he doesn't want to pick up the parasites again. But we know there's a snake here somewhere, but where he is anyone's guess. But to come out to a place like this out the bush and expect there to not be snakes would be nothing short of naive. You just got to keep your eyes open, make sure you put your foot where there's not a snake. Right, here we go, time to check them again. Current tally is 9. This net had nothing in it last time. What about now? Isn't that amazing? What if I move it just a little bit over here maybe? That caught the first 2 yabbies and hasn't caught one since. Now if there's nothing in this net, I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it. Seems appropriate, casinos have these cows everywhere. No. Time to, oh, there's one in there, look, a little weeny one. Hiding under that bit of venom. Oh, it's a shrimp. I was only thinking before, I often catch a lot of freshwater shrimp in this dam and I haven't seen one today, but there you go. A freshwater shrimp, you can almost see through him. Huh. Righto, net number 3. What about you? What can you do for me? I might move this one too. Another little, what's that called? Little yabby, is it, or a shrimp? A tiny little yabby now. Have a look at the size of that weeny yabby. Not sure whether I've got that on camera or not. I'll take my camera off my head. Have a look at the size of that tiny weeny little yabby. I was only thinking a minute ago, the last couple of times I came here, I caught yabbies with eggs and I put them back. Why aren't I catching small ones? If I'm always putting the ones with eggs back, why aren't I catching any little ones? Now I've just caught one now. Now, this net has been doing quite well for me today, including that big behemoth of a yabby that I got earlier. This time nothing. I'll move it over a little bit. Don't know whether that'll make much difference or not, but I'll try it. Now this net had 2 or 3 in it last time I checked it. It was yabbies going everywhere. What about now? 1, 2. Right, so I've got 11. They're not as big as what I've been getting, but there's 2 nice sized yabbies there. Neither of them have got eggs. There's 11 in the bucket. I'll put him back in the same spot. He's going all right there. I might put it over that way a bit. Sort of the same spot. Right, so I've up to 11. I'll put them other 2 nets in, then I'll give them an hour again. I wonder what happens if I were to sit that in that gap there.
Farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The farmer takes the wife, the farmer takes the wife.
Righto folks, I'm going to pull the nets up now and I'm about to head off. This is the last time I'm checking them. But look at the ripples on the water. We've actually got quite a strong breeze now. The temperature's dropped quite a bit. We've had a bit of a dry, cool change come through, I think. Because it was really hot and calm before. Now I've got this beautiful, fresh southwesterly breeze. It's quite pleasant. Anyway, can I get any on the last tour? Not out of that net. Now, isn't that amazing? That net there, that was the first net that I checked, and it had 2 in it and hasn't caught a single yabby since. Net number 2. Ugh. What have we got? Oh yes! We've got 2. That's why it's called net number 2. Because it's got 2 yabbies in it. One of them's very big. Nice clean yab. Come on, big yab. I like those really nice big black yabbies with the white underneath. I only ever see that in this dam. I never really see that anywhere else. Black on top, white underneath. Beautiful. Rightio, net number 3. Have you got 3 yabbies? Oh, I might add it. That's got one, it's just a very big one. And I've done a bit of pruning while I'm in there. Look at the size of that yabby in that net. Wow. Right, another nice big yabby. Black on top, white on the bottom. This bucket is alive with arms and claws. Right, now this is the second last net. This is the one that's sort of still in amongst all the weeds over here. Let's see how it went in there. Doesn't feel very heavy. It's got nothing. Right, now time to check the last net. What I'm going to do when I pull it out, I'll pull the meat out, I'll pour all the yabbies in, and we'll just get a bit of a tally and see what I've got. Alright, is there any yabbies in it? No, nothing. Huh, that was disappointing. But I can't complain because I've had an absolute ripper of an afternoon. I'll get this bit of venison out, I'll throw it back in the dam to fatten up the yabbies that are in there. And we'll do a bit of a tally. Get a bit of a tally happening. Yeah, that didn't go quite as planned. There's bloody big massive yabbies going everywhere. I stuffed that up. There's that real big one. Look at the size of that. Wow. This bit of meat, that was there's one in the bucket still. That bit of leftover meat can go in the dam to fatten up the yabbies. Look at the size of them yabbies. Didn't get a lot, but the size is epic. This is the final product. Look at them all, and look at the average size. They're beasts. Right, I don't need them all, I don't need to be greedy, so let's just get a couple for a feed. 1, 2, 3. Look at this big boy. That is huge. 4. 5. Which one's the biggest one? This one probably. This one. 6. Alright, 6 big ones. I've kept 6 big ones. The rest can go back for future. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10. Righto folks, so I've caught 16. I threw 10 back and I've kept 6. All of those yabbies were big enough to keep. I could have easily kept 16. I threw a little one back before and a shrimp. So I've got 17 yabbies and a shrimp. Now they're all big enough, but it's quite clear to me that the dam isn't infested with yabbies. It's got a few in here and they're very big, but it's not infested. So I think it's wise to put a few back and hope that they breed up. Just keep half a dozen. They're quite big, so half a dozen will be enough. This is an entree. This is a treat. This is a taste. It's a sample, but it's not a full meal. I think if you start taking full meals out of dams this size, you end up with nowhere to go yabbying. Righto folks, I've had an absolute blast. 16 of the best. How bloody awesome is that? Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked this video, I want to give it a big fat thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.